Hi，文豪听得到吗？Can you hear me?
听得到。
Okay, okay, all right, great. 好，感谢文豪。So maybe we should talk English, right?
OK，
Okay. So how are things? I mean, in terms of joining so far. All right. Okay. I think Herman is online too. Hi,
Morning.
Herman. Good morning. Hi. Hi, Herman. Can you hear me all right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Great. All right. So good morning. At your
Morning.
place.
Hello,
Yeah.
Winnow.
Okay. Hi.
morning。
All right. So I hope you all had an enjoyable weekend and a restful weekend. Okay. Hope that's and I was just asking when how is the onboarding and this first week? How does it feel? Does it I mean is it getting on board well? Yeah. So when how is it?
嗯，呃，I think about I will join a project that has been developed on maybe 50%, but the since it's just initial.
Okay, okay, all right, just the initial, okay. So you feel like maybe it's getting 60% ready? Is that what you're feeling?
Before
Okay,
I think maybe this project has been done for 50% or less or more, but right now it seems the project just initial. So
okay,
a little bit different, but not 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 a problem.
okay, okay, all right, good, good. All right, so Victory, hi, Victory, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning, everyone.
Okay, great, great, okay. Yeah, so I think maybe just like as a warm up, maybe share a bit of some of the gains and wins this past weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, you would like to share one, Victoria?
Yes, one key
Okay.
win.
Just
got
maybe
started.
just one key win. Yeah, that's weekend.
Yeah, got started with the JavaScript implementation.
Oh, nice,
That's what we're
nice.
doing.
Okay.
It looks simple
Mhm.
and also complex at the same time,
Okay.
but
Okay.
there's hope at least. So
Okay.
that was encouraging. It was quite nice. It looks simple. It's very simple with the basic stuff. I
Okay.
think it's just,
Okay.
yeah. But
All right.
yeah,
Nice. Thanks.
that was
Okay. That's good. How about you, Herman? Any quick wins from last weekend you like to share?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think getting the team going together is good, and as I said, having a clear plan of what we want to do is also good. And what's her name? I mean, I made contact with Alina
I mean
again,
personally.
and it
Personally.
seems she's making.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, with me. Well, yeah. So I actually attended a funeral over the weekend. So my aunt passed away.
Yes.
So
Okay.
but I would that's not necessarily a win, but we made it safely there and back. So let's take that as a
Okay.
win.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry about the loss, but yeah, I mean, probably would be nice to connect, right, with the family members and seeing you.
Yes, yeah, that was quite good. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. All right. So how about you, Wen Hao? Any quick wins you like to share over the weekend? Hello, Wen Hao, can you hear?
Hi. I joined the Postcard account like it's a conference and I'm a volunteer. But right now in Taiwan we have lockdown, so we need to use our computer at home and for streaming for everyone. So I'm learning how to streaming on YouTube.
Okay. YouTube broadcasting, right? YouTube live stream. So CoSCOP, for your information, it's one of the largest open source conference in Taiwan. Okay,
Oh, cool.
usually attended by thousands of people, and you know, physically, I mean, but now this year it looks like it's going to be an online event, and Wenhao has volunteered to be part of the video streaming team. Okay, it's usually hosted and
cool.
run by volunteers.
That's very cool.
That's nice.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. And my quick win is I started a book called Genius Zone by a guy called Gay Hendricks. Okay. He has the previous book, The Great Leap. I think I've recommended this. Might have recommended to you guys. I'm not sure.
Cool.
But
Yeah.
both are recommended by Ben Hardy. I will post that. It's a great book. I'm pretty sure you will love and gain a lot of insights. Okay. So the Genius Zone. Okay. It's actually a very recent book by Gay Hendricks. Okay. All right. So Victor, maybe you can can start. And that was a new attempt. You know, just to share a bit quick wins of the weekend. It's actually what we do during our weekly synchrony in the company. Okay. So
Okay.
I want to do
Oh,
that.
cool, cool.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, Victor, go ahead. Would you like to
Right.
start? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll share my screen now.
Yeah.
All right. Just open that. All right. So yes, the weekend was very short, but yeah, got quite a few things done. First, I think to following up with Anizio and Alida. So with Anizio, I was able to get in touch with him finally on Friday. And there's some bad news on that front, because Anizio is sort of going through some personal issue. I think
Okay.
his mother is extremely sick. And
Sorry to hear
so
that.
yeah, it was quite bad, and apparently it's like a life-threatening sort of situation.
I see. It could be fatal, right? I mean,
Yeah, it could be fatal. Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, he's very distracted. It's not like, yeah, he wants to help, but I basically told him to just try to get better and try to
Okay. Mhm.
focus.
Mm.
Yeah. But he's definitely still interested. It's not like he left or anything. He's still like available, but for now, he's just not in the right like emotional or psychological place.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. But I still gave him an update on the project. He wanted to know. It's quite cool. Apparently I cheered him up with the progress.
Okay.
project.
Nice. All right.
With a leader, I don't think, I've not checked my email today, but I remember I sent her an email last week and sent her a message on Slack as well. But I've not received a response yet. I don't remember her giving me her number. Give her a call. Yeah, I don't have a number because I haven't note yet. I'm not really sure what's going on there. But I'll maybe follow up again and see.
I'll ask her to contact you.
All right. Thank you, sir. With regards to the framework, for the backend and front end integration, I have some stuff in my, like a piece of paper here that I'm trying to stick on my wall, but I think the key thing I noticed here, and this is under the assumption that this is connecting to the back end. I think the key thing I added, and this is probably for Wenhao, is the remove friend feature, as well as the find friends, or find friends around you or close to you. So from the vast perspective, or from the library's perspective, or if I call it the backend, I think we need a cool name for that too. But the backend perspective, the idea is there's a way to find neighbors. There's a feature that allows you to know who is around you or who are your closest friends. And in this case, the idea is if they are friends, then there's like a way to automatically suggest to the user on the front end, these are the people you can add, these are the people nearby. And also to remove friends. So the idea is you want people to be able to subscribe to certain areas and unsubscribe to certain areas. So In terms of subscribing to, you know, a certain area, that's where the receive broadcast message or receive direct message, those are basically you know, subscription requests. This is a publish request from the backend side. And then the idea is you want to remove, like basically stop receiving messages. Maybe I should call that stop receiving messages from a specific friend. I think that was the key thing that sort of was added to the structure. But in terms of the front end side, I think this is perfect. This works very well. This looks good. Infrastructure that has not necessarily been defined in terms of detail yet, but in general, I think those are the key things that changed on the structure. In terms of the, I think JavaScript, I have started. I've done some like basic, you know, what's the word now? Hello world, some basic calculator, function generator, stuff like that. In terms of how the object-oriented approach works with JavaScript, so from my research so far, it seems like it automatically does that. You don't necessarily have to call it. It was in rare cases where instead of using self in Python, some people use the word this, or, you know, function.this equals something. But I'm still looking into that. At the moment, I'm sort of stuck at integrating libraries, and like I do have some questions regarding that. Because at the moment, I know we have a JavaScript library on GitHub. There was another one called, I think, VastNC,
Right.
and I think that one had some authentication functionality and one or two other things. And then we have the original Vast code on SourceForge, which is a C++. And I think the question is, in terms of integration, should I simply just use the VS Code version? I think I have that open somewhere here. I mean, sorry, not VS Code, the JavaScript version, where I simply integrate what has been done here onto the new platform, or should I connect directly to the library, to the C++ library, which I think is what was done here, where to just like input output, or should I use the NC version, which is also, it looks like it's the exact same thing as Vast, but added functionality, but in C++. That's more of a question.
Okay. I think there's a very direct feedback, which is, I think, start off with the version Migros was working on.
Okay.
Okay, basically, I guess take up from where Migros left, because that's the one that actually has the most, I think, full features in terms of the JavaScript.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, and also I think you know, that does have that was imported from the C++ version originally. So he also has the basic, I guess, layout philosophy from that. I mean, the C++ version, I consider that, you know, mostly as a reference. Probably there is not much utility in unless there's the intention of developing and maintaining that version. However, I don't think it's you know, given the amount of resource we have, probably focus on one language version, which is the JavaScript, makes more sense.
All right, that's fine.
Okay,
right.
so is that clear?
That's fine.
And obviously, there is also, I think, two approaches. One is to simply continue from the code base. Okay, for that, you know, I can give you access to the Vast repo, because it's an open source project. Okay, I can simply add you as a developer, and or add, you know, either you and Wenhao as developers. I have the maintainer access to that repo. Okay. So that's one. I think that's the one that the you know, Migros was also working on. The other is to fork this, you know, just fork this into a repo that you are managing. Okay.
Okay.
So I am open to both. So, but I mean, I guess any preference or thoughts on Herman's side?
I mean, how easy is it once we fork it to merge it back in again? I mean, yeah,
Well, I think it's not that hard. You can always use a pull request to do that if you still started and basically with the own branch. Yeah, it's essentially, I guess, the difference of where you like the organization, that kind of thing. Because
Yeah, I
right
mean,
now this is a repo that's under immunology, essentially.
yes, yeah. So, I mean, if we are doing this for, I mean, I think the idea is that it is incorporated in the vast library, what we're doing over here. So if we're adding things to the library which will not be of general use, I would say then fork it. But I think if we are just adding functionality that will be used by other projects as well, then I would actually say it would make sense to add them as developers.
Okay, all right, okay. So, I mean, obviously I think from my perspective, it will be best if we just have a single implementation.
Yeah,
right?
let's do that
I
then.
mean, yeah, I mean, we can always have different branches. You can see that,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
As,
Yeah.
as Victor is showing now, there are different branches.
I
And
noticed there's been some
the
work.
last branch was done by Migro 2 years ago. Okay.
Nice. No, I noticed something here as well. Like, I don't know if this is on the back. Oh, that's
Okay,
a bot.
these are some bots that
Bots, okay.
basically, try to clean up some dependency. So it's nothing really. I mean, I think that can be ignored or, I mean,
Okay.
it's basically bot branches.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So we can simply just create a branch and maybe call it like spatial WhatsApp.
Yes, something like that. Yeah.
Or SPS
Mhm.
chat app, something like
Okay,
I don't know.
okay.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. If that's the consensus, then I'll open that. Just send me your GitHub ID,
Okay.
and I can add you to it. Yeah. And maybe make you a maintainer as well. Okay.
Okay. No problem. All right. Thanks for that. Okay. Send. Okay, so I don't know if I'm gonna type that out now. But for sake of time.
Yeah, just do the assignment if that's up the update, but maybe Wenhao, maybe ask Wenhao.
Wenhao. Yes, exactly. So Wenhao, I don't know if you were able to get started with the login and sign up page, and also like a draft timeline for the product for the implementation, basically.
I have can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I have deployed demo app from Firebase login.
Would you like to show
Nice.
us?
Yeah,
screen share?
that's cool. That's very cool. Oof, exciting stuff.
All right.
Wow.
You see this?
Okay.
I have deployed this demo app from Google. And this page right now is hosted on my personal account. The ResVerse project. So this is hosted by me. We can log in by Google right now. So it's me. It's my account.
Oh, nice.
Very cool.
We can get a user info.
Okay.
There.
Just by looking at it from a first, and I see there's a UI. I mean, there's a data point for UID. Maybe there's something we can use there. Yeah, there's a UID section. So it looks like Google assigns a unique ID for every user. What do you think about this is more for the larger team now. The question, perhaps we should use that generated ID as the unique ID for the backend side, or should we generate that?
Yeah, we can.
I think it's fine.
As long-
I mean, just to ask Wen Hao, if you have different signing, let's say you use Facebook to sign in, okay? Well, that gives you a different UID.
I'm not trying yet. I just opened a Google sign, so I
Okay,
tried it
can
for
you try it now? Can
Yes,
you maybe
I-
use a different login to log into this and see if it actually assigns, does it treat it as two users or one user?
You can share a link to that login page as well if it's public.
Oh, I'm now
Maybe I can-
open. I'm now open another sign-in method feature yet. So you can sign in from Facebook. I need to adjust right now, maybe or later.
Oh, I
So,
see what you mean. So I'm sure he has to create something at the developer console of Facebook.
Right, right.
Yeah,
For
it looks
to
like I
integrate
need a
it.
develop. Yeah,
Okay.
But
Okay, go
In
ahead.
theory, Firebase manages the login for all this account, like it stores it on the Firebase servers.
Yes.
So yeah, so in theory, we should see the exact same thing, but for Facebook or for Yahoo or for Twitter, all that stuff.
Okay, so Wen
Very
Hao, do you have
nice.
any other updates?
Sorry. So, also I don't get that.
I mean, so looks like the login works, right? I mean.
Yeah, the
already-
login works.
Okay, nice, nice. So, I mean, any other updates for us?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right.
That's fine.
So I think, Victoria, you can maybe start sign and next step then.
Okay.
Yep. Like what would be the most important next steps, you think, for the project to move?
All right. Oh yes, just a quick, if I forget, jeez, I almost forgot. So I'm sort of trying to sort of grasp the idea of the gateway server or the gateway node. There has to be a node that has like a big picture of everything that's happening, right?
Well,
N-
oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, not necessarily.
Well, not a central server per se, but like a starting point of some sorts, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm using. I remember I sort of if
So
I'm
what you
yeah.
So what you need is you need a server which has always the same IP address or always has the same DNS name or whatever, so that an application, when it wants to join the network, it will always contact that server first.
Oh, okay.
So let's say, because that's, for instance, the contact information that would be included in the configuration file of the app. So let's say, for instance, if you want to go to Facebook, you always go to www.facebook.com, right? So that's
Yeah.
information that is shared. That's always going to be the same. And now behind the scenes, you might have a load balancer which takes those requests to join and then, load balances it and, whatever, that type of thing. But the purpose of the gateway is to be that first point of contact where a node will query it or say, I want to join. And then the gateway server will say, okay, but this is the next node that you need to contact to continue with the joining process.
Okay. So there's
But it
the
doesn't-
very first one.
It doesn't have to have the global knowledge of the network. It doesn't need that.
Okay.
It only needs, it needs some knowledge of the rest of the network, but it doesn't necessarily have to have global knowledge of the rest of the network. It's easier if it has global knowledge of the rest of the network. But the problem is that then it becomes a bottleneck as well. So that's
Mm.
why we don't actually want it to have global knowledge of the rest of the network.
Okay. So there's like the constant IP that it pings for some reason. I mean, like when you start. But in our case, would that be one or would that be multiple for different regions? Obviously, maybe in the short term, we can have one. But in a case where you have like, nodes distributed around the world, I'm
Yeah.
guessing there's like one for each region. Or
Yeah, what
each
you could
country.
do then is you could have a gateway server and it only knows the identities of the regional gateway servers. You could have something like that.
Okay. It makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to share. I think just when I was trying to write the code over the weekend, I realized but it sort of needs a start of
Okay.
some sort.
Well, just a feedback. I think always try to simplify things and
Okay.
just try to get the main critical path skeleton out first. The gateway tab, it can be a bottleneck potentially, but that won't happen until you have like thousands and tens of thousands of concurrent logins. You see?
Okay.
Okay, I think given our architecture, the gateway is mainly, as Herman said, just a initial contact point. Okay, where you can imagine what the gateway does is, let's say you log in, right, and probably you are logging with a position, so immediately you will be forwarded to the corresponding responsible matcher that manages your location, right? So with a few forwarding or a single request, probably the next thing you do is the client will be contacting another matcher server as opposed to the gateway, right?
Yeah.
So the gateway is immediately offloaded its workload. Okay, so unless you have lots of concurrent requests, otherwise it won't even be a bottleneck, even if it's kind of a centralized design. And then there's all kinds of tricks, as Herman said later, you can use to scale up the gateway as well.
Okay. Nice.
Okay, all right. So Victor, maybe you'd like to, I think the assignments.
I'm just hold on. I'm trying to add. Let me just share my screen. So far, I have this. So for victory, I think to follow up with our leader, and well, this is not. I'm going to change that. But when how, just please confirm how the Facebook, just to be sure that the Facebook login, in how the Firebase stores the Facebook login details. Also the roadmap for project implementation, like in terms of the timelines for key outputs or key what do you call it? For the key milestones, what are the milestones, and what's the timeline for executing the key milestones? I think for Shinyan, I think it's to add us to the GitHub repo.
Right. Okay.
I will send my email, which I was going to add. Send email.
Well, you can send me your ID, your GitHub ID, and also
yes.
Wenhao maybe.
Yes. Okay. Send.
You can share your GitHub ID also.
Okay.
Sorry, I think that maybe you can share your IDs, on the top of this document, so that people can always have access to it. Yeah.
All right. Does everyone have a link to this? Maybe I should just copy this link. Again, change. Yeah, copy link. I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put it on the group as well. Group. Yeah. It's the same thing.
Okay.
Okay.
So where is it? Got that. Okay. So you can just let me see, where can we put it? Where can we put it? Can put it here.
Yeah, just I mean,
In,
Yeah.
IDs. Vic 3, I think.
okay, all right.
So you can add your details here.
Okay.
When how? Sorry, I keep
Okay.
doing that.
Make sure the access is shared. I think.
Yes,
the,
it is shared. It is
okay,
shared.
okay.
So yeah, editor. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if there's any key questions. Oh yes, and also to do some typing as well. I have started the typing. I wanna maybe try to now like clean up the documentation that we currently have, at least that the one that was submitted, to add that and populate that on the proposal in terms of fitting in the placeholders, the appropriate placeholders. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So basically, just a quick feedback. I think what Wenhao has developed, is there a way for us to publicly access that? And
Yes.
right now, I think it's fine for, I mean, for development purpose, but should there be like a project account at Firebase? Maybe let me ask that, is it free to apply to get an account on Firebase?
I mean, I would also be happy I mean, I don't think a Firebase account is that expensive, so that's something that I could cover.
Okay,
If it's-
okay, all right. So I because I'm suggesting to basically have a project's official, account.
Yes.
Right, and basically
Okay.
provide access for Wenhao to, right now he's using his personal for testing, but we
But-
probably
so
should
put-
get a project, quickly
So
as
put-
possible.
You can put a task up for me that I'll create a Firebase account for call it Vastverse account or something like that, and then I'll share that information with Wenhao.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah, but from my experience with Firebase, from a testing perspective, it might have changed now because it was quite a long time ago, but the free version is quite cool in terms of the amount of users you can have on it. I remember it even allowed you to send free SMSs as well for a certain, like, thousands free, thousands of SMSs and thousands of, like, it's only when you get to maybe you're like, okay, I don't want to speculate, let's say 10,000 plus users, then the bill sort of starts accumulating. So we are safe for now.
Mhm,
from a
okay,
financial
okay,
perspective,
nice,
yeah.
okay. right.
But yeah, I'm not sure if I missed anything. I don't know if you guys have any questions.
Okay, I think it's fine for now.
I think well done for Wenhao for creating the that site already. I think that's good.
Yeah,
That helps.
Okay.
awesome, actually.
Okay.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Wenhao.
that's really great. Okay, so maybe we'll sync again tomorrow then?
Tomorrow morning,
What do you-
yes.
Okay, okay.
Cool.
Okay, all right. So talk to you guys tomorrow then, all right?
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, all right.
Bye.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, bye-bye.